welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason. What is it? Gosh, I don't even know what day it is. Whatever day. It's Wednesday. Yeah. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day out there. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. We've got a sell-off. I kind of anticipated, kind of thought we would see this. We are getting close to, I think, the bottom for gold and silver here. We got the CPI report out today, about as expected, for whatever it's worth. You know, if anyone actually believes what is on those reports, we have an escalation in what is going on in Iran. And on top of that, we just got the oil inventory numbers, and they were not great by any means. Let's start there, and then we'll get to the CPI. Right now, API said crude oil stocks down over 9 million barrels. The Department of Energy, because we have two places that do it, they say down 7.2 million barrels. Either way, a lot. That's a lot of oil. Cushing, Oklahoma, down 1 million barrels, and both of them were about that. Gasoline stocks down. Distillates was up 1 million barrels, but overall another huge drawdown, and we are approaching the bottom as far as the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. 66 million barrels since the war began, lower. Rig counts just shy of a record, blah, 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 blah. But again, what is keeping oil in line is between us and the Chinese, not the Japanese, between us and the Japanese, or the Chinese, I'll get it right. They've been providing all the extra oil to the markets. Right now, crude oil's up a few dollars as Iran and the United States traded. I don't know. I guess this is a Middle East ceasefire when you only blow up a little bit of stuff. But this morning, the Trump administration saying they may keep going with strikes now. Iran taking too long to negotiate and will now have to, quote, pay the price after the U.S. Struck in Iran over the downing of the U.S. helicopter. Iran responded with attacks in Kuwait, Bahrain, and Jordan. And, so we'll see what's going to happen as far as oil prices. It's June 10th? Most people saying, hey, if this isn't resolved by the end of the month, is that when we're going to see the next leg up in energy prices? And of course, obviously, if that happens, then of course we get the next leg up in inflation data. So speaking of inflation, the number again, we were waiting for this number to come out today. Headline CPI up 0.5% month over month in May. So we had, I think, 0.6 last month, 0.5 this month, lifting to 4.2% year over year. That is the headline number. If you take out food and energy, the core, this one came in as expected as well. The core 2.9. So in regards, last month the headline was 3.8. The core was 2.8. This month the headline is 4.2. The core 2.9. So, Jason, I think the CPI, as expected, and I guess everyone's kind of glad it wasn't worse. Now the question is the worst going to be over, or are we going to get the next leg up when it comes to at least the Iranian situation?
I think it means that they can lower the rates. I think that's what they want. If the numbers aren't bad, lower the rates and print away. I think that's what they're going at. Is hey, it ain't so bad. Look, I mean, it's in the range. Isn't that in the range?
Well, Isn't the range? New range. Yeah, the new range. It's interesting. Probably, let's just throw the headline number out because that's not fair, right? Oil prices, energy, this and that. 2.9, and Kevin Warsh is anything between, 2.5 and 3.5 kind of is okay. Gonna be interesting. How is Wall Street, gold and silver and everything else reacting? We're going to give you that next. 800-951-0592. The Dow is down almost 600 points. The S&P's down 70. The NASDAQ's down 400. The 10-year note is flat, which kind of, I guess, a little bit surprising. 453. Crude oil up, but not, 90. I just saw gas here. Gas got a little cheaper again here in Arizona. So, still 449, but, beats what it was. The Japanese yen, 160.45, but they're holding it together. Bitcoin's down. Gold right now down 140. 41.20. Buy all you can. Silver's down $1. 64.25. Buy all you can. So, I know a lot of people are like, why? No, the gold should be going up. Patience, my friend. Patience.
It never goes straight up. Gold and silver is never going to tell you it's going to go straight up.
And remember, we were telling you, listen, this war's got to end first. If the longer the war goes, this is what's going to happen. Why? Well, look at the inflation report, right? Bond yields continue to rise. And it's not just here. Bond yields are rising everywhere. I mean, Japan's about ready, to close in on having to pay 3% on a 10-year note in Japan. I know you're like, well, how can Japan borrow for less than us? Well, because no one actually buys it except the Japanese. But even so, it's an incredible amount that has to be paid, and we're seeing government bonds, record government bond sales everywhere. It's pushing yields up, which gives the illusion of dollar strength. And so this is one of those things, like when we look at gold and silver, they're kind of caught in the old school dollar versus gold and silver. Stronger dollar, weaker gold and silver. They're not paying attention to fundamentals. They're not paying attention to inventory. Now, for silver, here's some good news for silver inventories. The problem is it's only a short-term thing. A lot of the silver ETF guys were selling. All of that silver got put onto the markets being all bought up. The next leg for silver, which will come, will have even less silver out in the markets as when the ETFs come back in. But right now, this is the way I see it. I think this week is probably a really good week. Like yesterday, we didn't run a sale. I didn't want to run a sale because I thought I had a feeling this could happen today. Let's wait a day. Let's see where we're at. Assuming oil doesn't go to $200, but you know what? Again, though, oil does that. Gold may just go higher if oil goes insane. Oil here at $90, who knows? But I discount there being rate hikes. But right now, the market is assuming, hey, the Fed may be forced to raise rates this year. And forced is the word. And I will tell you guys, whether they do or don't, if I was to say, if you said, hey, Joe, what's the absolute bottom for gold? I would probably say somewhere around $3,500, right? You know, because gold got, I can't remember exactly. Jason, maybe you have a better beat on it. Somewhere between $3,300 or $3,500. Remember, gold could never get above that level.
That was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that would be dead bottom. And I don't think we're going to get to dead bottom. 4,000, maybe about it. Silver, Jason, I got a good beat on this number. We think dead bottom could be 55, right? That would be the worst case scenario as far as gold and silver go. When does the big rally back come? Well, tell me when the war ends, and I'll tell you that, right? I don't know that until that happens. So today, right now, silver at 64, gold at 4,100. Guys, close enough. Because it would take well, let's just say this, a very extreme situation for gold and silver to hit those bottoms, and I don't think they would stay there very long. But catching them right here, a really good opportunity.
And we don't understand exactly where the big money, because the markets are moved by big money now. It used to be that a huge contingent of the average guy could probably move the market some, but really that doesn't happen anymore. And so this big SpaceX IPO thing coming on Friday,
yeah, right?
It sure seems like everybody that has these huge – listen, when gold goes down, we do the paper gold. It's the paper gold price, which is the spot price. If some guy, some big, huge hogs want I want to jump on that thing and try to make a big chunk of money, right? Well, they'll sell their paper gold. They'll put it in there. But this IPO is different than IPOs before it. It's going to be institutionalized and put into the system immediately. And when some people take profit, the profit taking is going to happen earlier and quicker this time. I have a feeling in July, when the profit taking has happened in late June, they're going to put it back into gold. They're going to put it back into whatever they took it out of. And all this sell-off, all this sell-off, war. Well, they're trying to keep the dollar stable. They're trying to keep markets at a certain level. They want to lower rates, and they want to print money. And, how do you keep a market looking a little better than it is? Bring another big fat hog stock in there and have everyone shove all their money into it and get all excited about it. Grandma's buying SpaceX. And then there'll be a huge sell-off, and then the profit taking will happen, and the big money will be bigger because the guys that didn't sell will have a lower value of SpaceX stock. And then, I'm sure paper gold comes back. I bet the oil price even can go up on this stuff, because I'm sure there'll be more war afterwards. The 250th anniversary. I don't know, but I keep thinking of this 250th anniversary, and Donald Trump takes the place of the Joker during the original Batman movie. Remember, with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson? Remember, the Joker gets on the parade, starts throwing money everywhere, right? You remember that? Remember the Joker? He's throwing money. I'm going to give you money, right? And then he unleashes the poisonous gas and starts killing everybody. I get the feeling we have some version, and I think that was the 250th anniversary of Gotham City, believe it or not, in that movie. I'll have to look it up. But why do I get this cringy feel that the closer we get to this July 4th, we're going to be seeing all kinds of economic weirdness. And look, people with big pockets sell assets to move into the thing that. So what was the big asset to move into in March? February 28th, a big war. So we had a big gold and silver sell-off and buy oil, because oil went from 50 something earlier in the year, and then they captured Maduro in the big show that was, and then they went into Iran, and so buy oil is going up. I mean, it took 3 months to get all the above ground supply to be drinking up, right, Joe? There was no reason for the oil prices to go up except for profits. And so here we are. So now we got another one. We got and Joe, I think you said there's a SpaceX. Even though we were thinking space, they're telling people that this is an AI stock. This is an AI company. It's not a space company. This is an AI company. Well, there's 2 more of these AI companies that are going to be doing their IPOs later this year. How many times are they going to play this game on us, Joe, to keep the markets? I've never seen a more orchestrated market crash than the one we're getting ready to have, which probably will take another year before it happens, Joe. I really don't see it crashing until a year or even maybe 2028. And how big are they going to make this thing, right, Joe? And you better have your gold before. Have your gold before this.
This is...
Don't sell it. Don't sell it, by the way. You see it dropping. Don't panic. Don't sell if you don't have to, because it's going to go back up this year, and it's going to go up when they play their games, Joe.
Yeah, and real wages also came out as well, and no surprise here. Real wages down again. So the paycheck, unfortunately, not able to keep up. We'll see what happens. Again, this is, I think a lot of people are definitely feeling the pinch as it seems to continue week after week. Someone said that 68 times now a deal was imminent with Iran. I think someone said 68 times.
It's almost one for every day the war's been around.
Yeah, right. I mean, the war's only like 107 days, but that sounds about right. Also, you know what? I know, just to keep stuff in perspective, the Social Security Trust Fund, right? We got to do it. They released their report yesterday. It got worse, and it's going to continue. So we're in 2026. The latest report now says, so remember, they're going to run out of money in 2034, going to run out of money in 2033. Now they're going to run out of money in 2032. So they took off a year from the last report. And obviously, with where inflation is, right, June, July, August, these go into the COLA payments, so they're going to be higher than expected for next year. But again, it's just one of those other things that's just hanging out everywhere when you come to thinking about finances. How are we going to pay for all this stuff? And we're all consumed with this war, and SpaceX IPOs, and AI this, and data warehouse that, and bubbles, and everybody thinks the economy sucks, but yet stocks are at record highs, and it's a really weird time.
Yeah. Yep.
The really rich guys are getting really, really wealthy. And Jason's right now. The big guys are just driving everything. And it's one of these situations where I don't know how this ends, but they've decided to just ignore it, right? We're just going to pretend that it's not happening. And at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to do anything with Social Security. And when 2030 comes around, 2029, whatever that date is, 2028, right? Whatever that day is, they'll just print more money, right? They'll just print more money. And I think this is why you're seeing, when people talk about the price for gold and silver, God, it's so crazy now, right? They're talking, oh, gold's going to be $10,000. The question is, well, okay, when? What year? Is it going to be 2027, 2028? Oh, well, maybe 2030, right? That's kind of the box that they say it's in. Silver, right? Nobody's talking about silver under $100. Nobody. Jump in while you can. We'll give you a little incentive when we get back. Stay with us. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason. What are we looking at here? Hold on just a minute here. $20 gold pieces. $41.95. Yeah, well, I'll be honest. I never really thought we'd see that price again, but here it is. Take advantage of it. U.S. Silver Eagles. By the way, I've got a good amount of $20 gold pieces at that price. I've got 25 rolls of U.S. Silver Eagles. They're actually sitting in my vault right now. $1,425 for a roll of U.S. Silver Eagles. And silver, I mean, think about it, actually doing really well today, all things considered. It's only down 50 cents. And it's actually been up about half the day today. So we'll see where that goes. Because silver, I don't see that silver can really get to 50. It could, but man, I doubt it. But, you know, especially though when you think about gold's down $130, right? Last time that happened, silver was down $7, right? Now it's down 50 cents. Jump at it here. $14.25 for rolls of U.S. Silver Eagles. $41.95 on $20 gold pieces. The Dow's down 600. The Nasdaq's down 300 as inflation, the CPI came in hot. Well, you know what? It came in hot, but as expected. I think the bigger thing is it looks like the Iran thing. Yeah, you know, who knows? Maybe before the end of the week, going into the weekend, Trump will tell us we're close to a deal again. But right now, that appears not to be the case. Everyone's watching oil inventories. China's actual crude imports, like at a decade low. So China's doing everything. Probably China more than the U.S. helping prices. But we know that the U.S., we can't keep doing what we're doing as far as all the oil out of the strategic reserve. And China can't do, because China's doing both. They're just importing less and draining their reserves. Whenever that, I guess, slush fund runs out, then what's going to happen? And then, of course, the Social Security Administration letting us know, the trust fund, it's getting even lower. U.S. bankruptcy filings, this was a May number, so up to date here, up 7% year over year. Individually filings up 8%. Well, commercial filings were pretty flat. Small business up 36%. So, Jason, I think that's really indicative, right? Because that's where we'll see it first. The small business and the personals, right? That's where we'll see is the economy going to turn? Because, right now, let's face it, right? Everyone's telling you, well, it's not great, but, they're still talking about raising rates. The only way for them to start talking about cutting rates is we need to see the economy take a significant turn to the downside. And obviously the bankruptcy numbers, they're an indicator here that things, more and more businesses, more and more people getting stressed out. But it's not something yet. It's not big enough to be anything meaningful yet.
I think things are really, really bad, and the news doesn't report the truth. I mean, I look around just to the people, the business owners around here. Joe and I talk about this regularly when we have our morning call, and I don't know, Joe, I don't see a lot of exciting new job opportunities. And I had a guy, I had a friend who's he's job hunting. He doesn't have a whole lot of prospects, and he was the Buc-ee's, Buc-ee's here in Johnstown. He was in a line. There was like 100 people in line trying to get some Buc-ee's jobs, right? Night stalkers or whatever, cashiers, 100 people.
Our first Buc-ee's opens in Surprise, I think, at the end of this month. We don't have Buc-ee's here in Arizona. So
we didn't either until this one in Johnstown. But the thing is it's not a high-paying job. He told me that it's brutal, meaning guys like me and friends, the kind of friends I have, we don't like to be shoved around, told what to do, pushed too hard. I mean, we got to work a job. You got to work a job, but if you just pull out your cell phone, if there's a cell phone on your person during your shift, you're immediately fired, and they hire the next guy in the line. That's not good, right, Joe? That's an indication things are not good. You go out and get a job, and for the low end jobs, they're going to just, push you hard. The employers know that they have the upper hand right now, that they can put anybody in most of these lower end positions. That's why you got to get skills. You got to learn how to do something. You got to have something that other people don't know how to do. But for a lot of people, they're just average guy. They're just trying to make their way, and it's not easy. I mean, this guy lives in Estes Park. he's not coming here because he wants to hang out with me. The guy doesn't hang out at the radio station. It's just that Buc-ee's was for the dollars per hour for that the average job. He went there, and he got an interview. He actually got hired out of that group of 100 people. But I mean, it's I see truck drivers. They have the cameras in their face now. I had a truck driver guy. He was getting ready to write something on the chart. He put the pencil in his mouth, and the truck started screaming at him about no smoking while you're driving the truck. Right, Joe? I mean, it's not kind to be a job and have a person working a job for some corporation right now. They know they got the average guy. They just got you by the throat. Right, Joe? And it's tough because you can get a job. There are jobs available. But, I mean, I can't blame the guys, the people that aren't very excited. We had Mike Morris at Warriors Revolution was trying to get somebody hired on over there. He lined up 7 interviews for the position that opened up. None of them showed up. Nobody showed up to the job interview. They just want their unemployment, Joe. Yeah, but hey, it's not so bad. Look, the markets are up. Yeah, everything's just fine. It's awful. It is awful what's going on, Joe.
We're going to be back. Stay with us. Before I forget, make sure, Phoenix, you RSVP for the Texas Iskander meeting that's going to be at the Dave & Buster's Desert Ridge on Monday. We're going to feed you. We're going to update you. You're going to get everything, all your questions answered, all the stuff you need to know answered. I saw here over the last 24 hours coins are rolling in again here as we've upgraded all of the security and redid all the back offices. So all of those things are rolling in as we speak. So please RSVP, just so we have food for everybody. That's really the biggest reason. Otherwise, come in. It's good. Monday, 6. I know I say 7, 6:30. We'll have the food out there, all that stuff. A little, meet, greet, get situated, and then the meeting will kick off around 7 o'clock. So just call us here and make sure you got your seat reserved. U.S. Silver Eagles, guys, $1,425 a roll, and then $20 gold pieces, $4,195. Maybe though, I've been doing this a long time, and I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this. The .com bubble, right? Man, everything was good there, right? In those late 90s, and everyone felt good about everything, and this one, much different. We got the all-time highs on this AI thing. And I don't know, maybe it's unique to gold. So many small business owners are gold buyers. And I think because they get it, right? Because, when you're doing the books, you realize how much theft the government and the Federal Reserve and the banking system is conducting on you. I wish I could tell you that I had somebody telling me how great business is. Jason, it's not happening.
Nope.
I don't see it, right? I don't hear about it. Nobody's talking about it, right? Everyone's just, I don't know, just kind of trying to survive, right? Trying to get through this and wondering and waiting, like, when is that shoe going to drop? Almost waiting for the shoe to drop. And it's kind of this is like a slow death, right? Where people are getting picked off little by little by little by little. And of course, I always say that's how you go bankrupt, right? Yeah, it was gradual at first, and then it was all of a sudden. It's been a weird year, and Jason, we've told you this is Patriot's worst year in the 23 years that I've been at Patriot has been this year, and everybody says the same thing, right? Money's tight. Money's tight. I don't know what to do. I need to buy something, right? Well, gosh, I'm going to buy some land. I'm going to buy a house or a car, or I got to help my kid buy a car, a house, some land, right? Whatever it is. And everyone's just like, yeah, the cost to buy something is gotten absolutely ridiculous as far as things go. And I saw a report where the average price of a home, the starting level, is going to be $1 million in around the next 20 years. That's how much money they plan on printing.
Yeah. We talked about the money. We've talked about it many times. The money infused into the American economy just this year. It's $4.7 trillion. And a lot of this isn't direct money printing. It's been printed not too long ago, but it's coming in. Now, on top of that, there's going to be an exercise in trying to keep this economy floating, and that will be money printing. The Fed's balance sheet actually is in, as much as a fraudulent, corrupt system is, their balance sheet is kind of where they like it, in a position to be able to buy stuff. And that's what they're going to do. The first thing they'll do is they'll buy whatever assets they can to help float whatever's failing. Repo market, right, Joe? And then when they can't, that's when I would think they're going to open up the supplementary leverage ratio rule, which they did during COVID. Magically, when the leverage ratio rule came to an end, that's when the inflation just blew up. Well, the idea is the supplementary leverage ratio rule. The idea is this is what will slow inflation, keep it manageable, right? That all depends on the behavior of the banks, the big banks, not the Federal Reserve, the big banks. All of this stuff could just kick the can down the road a little more. And what are we going to see? I don't know. Hey, we got an IPO. Put your money here. Here's this new thing here. Put your money here. Keep your money in. Don't put it somewhere else. Wait, don't withdraw the cash and sit on it. We don't want that. It has to be deployed into this market, right, Joe? And they're running out of places to pull it from. So I guess we'll see. We'll see if the SpaceX IPO will make everyone magically happy the next few weeks. We'll see. But it might, Joe. It might keep them happy for a while.
I was watching some of these like big oil from Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. These guys are already, these big guys, they're already lined up, sovereign wealth funds. Well, I think one, I want to say it's a Saudi fund, $10 billion already saying, hey, we're going to buy $10 billion of the SpaceX IPO. And I'm just looking at, there's a list that feels like a mile long of at least $1 billion, right? And of course, what does that mean? Well, they probably sold
something else
to buy that. We'll be back. 800-951-0592. U.S. Silver Eagles, $1,425 a roll. Take advantage. My gosh. What's so funny is silver was, I don't know, $7 or $8 above the $14.25 price 5 business days ago, right? Silver is pushing almost $80. Was it $78? Now you can buy them at $71. Just a few days later, $20 gold pieces. Holy smokes! $4,195. That's it. That's all it is. At 800-951-0592. Dow's almost down 700 points now. So losses picking up a little bit. Bond yields have gone positive here. So my guess is one of the bond auctions may not have gone as well as they were hoping. I'm just guessing. And of course, Friday, we were supposed to be getting the SpaceX IPO. And I only say supposed to be, Elizabeth Warren, she's at it again. She wants to delay it. Delay the IPO because of outrageous pricing. Yes. It's priced too much.
I wonder if she's got herself some of that. I wonder if she's got some of that. She's like, hey, if we can push that date back, maybe the investors will come in even harder and it'll get worth more. Maybe she's got a position.
They're thinking the price will start at $135. Like I said, there's a long list of people lining up here. 23 different banks. They're talking about somewhere in the neighborhood of $75 billion for the 555 million shares at $135. So this thing's massive. I mean, that is a massive amount of money, and that's Friday. We'll see what the effects are in the market. Are we going to see, that's the hard part. Are we seeing selling for the SpaceX IPO? Are we seeing selling because we're worried about inflation? Are we seeing selling because we're worried about what's going on in Iran? Are we seeing inflation because bankruptcy filings are up? I don't know. It's probably a combination of all, but I wouldn't be shocked if the majority of this was for SpaceX. That's just kind of, what I get the feeling, because it's all the big guys.
Yeah, just blame the war, though. Just blame the war instead.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's simple, right?
A war that we don't know if there's a war or not. We don't know exactly what's happening. You remember especially in modern war, Joe, since we were younger, the first Gulf War on, there's always, casualty counts, remember? And they give you the numbers of the injured. I haven't seen any of that with Iran. I mean, there's numbers, but you have to go look for them. It's not there. They don't put it in your face, right? It's very strange.
All right, well.
Very strange.
The president now saying they will be attacking Iran hard again today. So it's a new ceasefire. I've never seen one like this before. We'll call it the Middle East ceasefire.